the weather is the type that makes me speak as loudly as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to start off. Good morning, everyone. Now, let me just request those who fear being near the high table and are hiding at the back, would you kindly move forward so that we are able to know the latecomers? They can occupy the seats at the back. Obviously, we are slightly behind schedule, but I do hope that we can make time to recover the time that we seem to have lost grip of. I'd like to draw your attention to page 13 on the program. Page 13 indicates that to kick off our day, we shall have a remark from the director of the Leadership Center, who is none other than Regis Namudu. I would therefore want to request that keep the ball rolling, to give us the warmth to set the pace for this day. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome me. Join me in welcoming Regis to give us a brief about the Leadership Center of Makerere University Business School. Regis. There has been an addition for God and my yes, that one. Now, in the interest of honoring that, I would like to request that we kindly rise. Very short prayer so that God can bless this gathering. I'm normally not very good at it. Obama, your frequency in church is quite high. I'm not sure if that is commensurate with the level of faith, but kindly come and say for us a short prayer. Thank you.
I want to thank you for this day. Thank you for the weather. Thank you for bringing our international guests and the local guests to this conference. Lord, we indulge in you. We pray that you will guide our discussions, prevail over every decision we make us healthy throughout the conference. And for this, may we pray to God. Amen.
In the standing position, good things have to be appreciated.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Regis Namudu. I am the director of the Leadership Center. And on behalf of the center, I would like to welcome you all to the 4th Annual International Leadership Conference that has been organized by the Leadership Center. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for honoring our invitations. And I'll start by talking about the conference. As you already know, our theme is empowering the youth to lead the future. There are reasons why we chose on that theme. You all know that the youth constitute a big percentage of the population in most of the countries, and yet these youth are vulnerable. So we thought it wise to discuss issues that can come up with solutions for youth challenges. And that's why we are holding this conference. So the conference is intended to address the challenges of preparing the youth for leadership. So we are going to debate on this topical issue, on how to empower the youth. I'll then talk about the Leadership Center briefly. This center is now 6 years old. It is one of the MUBS outreach programs that is focusing on development of leaders and best leadership and governance practices. And our vision is to be a center for research, training, development of leaders, and best leadership and governance practices. And so then our mission is to develop leaders and best leadership and governance practices. We have been able to achieve our mission by carrying out different activities. And one of them is conducting research on leadership and governance issues. We invite the public, they submit proposals, we evaluate them, and we give research grants to the successful ones. So we are very much into research because we believe that research based on research provide a better understanding of issues, and they might result into policies or even training programs. So we are very much involved into research. We also do publication. We publish a quarterly newsletter on leadership and governance issues, which we upload on our website and also produce hard copies. Besides that, we conduct short-term training programs for different target groups, the directors, executive directors, CEOs, the managers, the students, the women. We have several of them. You will see them in our flyer. And we also create a database of world leaders with a view of learning from them. For those of you who attended the exhibition, you saw some of those leaders. We talked about them, what they did, their leadership styles, their challenges, and we had lessons learned from them. So at the center, we create a database which you can access and pick lessons from those renowned leaders. Besides that, we hold quarterly seminars on topical issues. We invite knowledgeable people to talk about those topical issues, and there's always something to learn. Among our major activities are conferences, the annual conferences like this one. We have so far held 3 conferences very successfully, and we are optimistic that also this one will be a success. I would also like to inform you that we recruit members. You can become a member of the Leadership Center, register, we have our forms here, and there are a lot of benefits if you become a member. It also helps you to enhance your leadership competences because we have special programs, mentoring for members. So I would urge you to join us, become members of the center. Now, I would like at this time to thank the organizers of this conference. The chairperson organizing committee is here with us, in Annette Nabatans. In Annette, may you wave to the delegates, or you can come and say a word to them before you proceed.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First, I want to congratulate the principal for preparing this contract. I think we have now some stability, and we are confident now. Congratulations. Next, I want to welcome you to the 4th Annual International Leadership Conference. You're welcome, and I hope that you will enjoy it. I also want to thank the school, MUBS, management, and council for supporting and financing this conference. I know that the conference is very important in developing the nation, Uganda, and developing the youth. And as the youth take on leadership in this country, and regarding finding solutions to the current problems in this country. I thank you.
Thank you, Conference Chair, for the warm welcome. Secondly, I would like to thank my team, beautiful young ladies. Can you come forward? They have implemented the ideas of the conference organizing committee. Can you come forward and wave to the delegates? As they come, I would also like to thank our sponsors for enabling this conference. MUBS, Oscar Industries, Coca-Cola, Barclays, and Standard Chartered Bank. Your contributions have made this a success and make our conference a success. I would also like to thank the MUBS Council, management, for the support. And lastly, I would like to encourage you once again to become members of the center and to actively participate in the discussions so that we will achieve our mission for the conference. I'd like to end by wishing you very good preparations. Thank you for coming.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Brenda Chikamuni from MUBS. I work with the Paris University Business School in the Entrepreneurship Center as part of the program. I'm the day manager. It is my honor to welcome the principal, Professor Wasola, who yet have another term to speak to us.
Thank you, Brenda. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. May I, on behalf of MUBS, welcome all of you to this conference. There is a saying that however knowledgeable you are, if you keep knowledge to yourself, it is of no consequence. Now, the purpose of the conference is to find those people with the knowledge, to bring it to the front and have it discussed so that this knowledge can be beneficial to everybody else around. So MUBS has a variety of conferences that it organizes, and this conference and the entrepreneurship conference has got two aspects to them. That there are certain practical aspects of these conferences that we discuss, other than the academics which will be in tomorrow, which are intended to bring out issues from people who have lived some of these issues. As our theme is this morning, this conference, trying to empower the youth through leadership, it's very important that youth, young people, are able to understand the issue today so that they can take decisions that are going to affect everybody in the coming years. We have a big challenge in this country. It is said that the very large number of people unemployed, especially the youth, including graduates. So the issues, some of which should come up in the next 2 days, is how we actually get the youth to be empowered to deal with these issues. And I am pleased, I must say thank you to the director, that our starting session this morning is focusing on primarily the women who have been out there and done things. I think my idol, Margaret Thatcher, I know somebody did like her very much. She said, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. So this morning, I think it's so appropriate that we have women to kick off the conference and look at the perspectives of where they've been. It has also been said that whatever development you want to bring, if women are not part of it, unfortunately, you will not succeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of management, may I welcome all of you to this conference. May I thank all those who have written papers and will present them, those who are in the various sessions today and tomorrow. I hope that we all have a wonderful day. I personally look forward to the discussions and hope that we should be able to bring out the knowledge that can be shared and used to improve this country. May I, particularly, I will not have the opportunity, welcome the director of CID, who is going to be introduced as my former student. I really look forward to listening to you this morning. I must say, since I'm not the chair, that thank you for agreeing to come. You brought something different to these conferences, that we are able to see what perspective that you've gone through at that level. I must thank you very much for coming. And I hope that the chair puts some emphasis on introducing her to us this morning. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Mrs. Florence Mudeli, who will be standing in for Mr. Leo Chibirango as the session chair for the corporate women panel. Ms. Florence Mudeli works with Capital Markets Authority. She's the Director of Finance and Planning. But this morning she's here to represent Mr. Leo Chibirango, the President of the Institute of Corporate Governance of Uganda. She will be our session chair. And I welcome the ladies, the powerful ladies in the room for the panel this morning. You're all welcome.
Consistently, whereas ladies are able to juggle, they are made to juggle, their brains can handle different tasks at the same time, and that's a plus. So in terms of corporate leadership, that makes women very good leaders. They can handle different tasks at the same time. And you'll notice during the presentation, you also notice from the personalities that are going to present to you today that they are multitaskers. And it is indeed a plus. I'm waiting for two other ladies to join us. An interesting quote that I've learned from the principal: if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. I thought that was so powerful. Our first speaker is none other than Professor Maki Chigozi, on my right. She's a medical doctor. She's also an entrepreneur. She's a director, Pepsi. She's also a farmer, and in particular, she's a tree planter. She's interested in trees, and that means environment conservation. And the farm is Zubi Model Farm. She's a consultant into investment promotion. She's an expert at that. She's a chief scout of Uganda. She's an advisor, Uganda Manufacturers Association and Private Sector Foundation of Uganda. She's also an outgoing executive director, Uganda Investment Authority. She's the president, Business and Professional Women at Kampala, and then Commonwealth Business Women's Network, regional coordinator. I think after that CV, you all believe she's a dynamic person. I've already said she's a multitasker, she's a woman, and she is indeed a corporate woman. Join me to welcome Dr. Maki Chigozi.
Description of myself. Is this one working? Yes, I think really our topic today is very relevant, empowering the youth to lead the future, and I wish to thank the MUBS and the Leadership Center for organizing this. We need to brainstorm together to come up with a solution, and 51% of those youth, very importantly, are women. What are they going to do? I think we have been invited here as a panel that have some experiences, and basically to share our own experiences. So the challenges of women leadership in top positions. So women in leadership, in top positions, how many are we? How many are they? Really, when you look around, they are not that many. Getting to the top is still a major challenge. We've been asked to talk about when you are at the top, what challenges you face, but we well know that getting there was not easy. And anyway, what is the top? I think we need to clarify which one is the top. Is it being the president? Is it being the president? Is it, otherwise they are the only two women in Africa. When I attended the conference, there was Salif and there was Joyce Banda, two. But then when you think in the past, I think it's a major step forward. At least we have two. Vice presidents, is that the apex of what we want? Members of parliament, luckily there are many now. A chancellor of a university, I think I deserve a clap. I was the first female chancellor of a university. Vice chancellor, again, I think we have only Mary. Is there another one? Professor, there are two. I know Mary Okafor. So if we have two at least, but remember the number of universities we have. It's still a major challenge, isn't it? We are really not there. Chief Scout, I need another clap. The first female Chief Scout of Uganda happens to be me. Thank you very much. And there are not many of us. CEOs of companies. Yes, we have our banker. She's going to talk to you, and we're extremely proud of her. There are a number in Uganda, but Pepsi-Cola International, the apex of one of the biggest companies in the world, is a woman. Yahoo, you all know Yahoo. That's a woman now. You know the operas, and so we're coming along. But we are still nowhere near at par, which is what, or at least 51%, which is what we should be. Sorry. So, quoting Salma Khan, she is the chairperson of the NGO Coalition for Beijing. I take you back a bit. There has been a dramatic change over the last 25 years since the Beijing platform meeting. Our rights, at least we are aware of our rights. Often we cannot implement them. Our education, UPE, and you know, we are there. MUBS, what percentage is female, Professor? Quite a large one, isn't it? So I think we are more female there than men. So coming up, we're getting there. In education, health, the only MDGs Uganda is not achieving are about women. We still need to stand up for our rights and be able to get proper health services, especially when we are delivering. Employment globally, 40% of employees are women. But guess which part of the triangle they are? They're the ones that receive less salary. They're the ones down there. Go up and you find fewer and fewer women. In small and medium enterprise, 43% farmers are women. 43%. And probably in Uganda, that's globally. Uganda is much more. Property, we are beginning to make our own, buy our own land, build our own houses. But inheritance as well, a lot has changed there. Marriage, I've just come from Bangladesh. The issue of child marriages is still on the table as a big issue. Those girls are made to get married when they're 13, when they're 14. I know it happens here sometimes, it sneaks through, but it's totally illegal, thank goodness. Political participation, plenty of progress. Women inclusion, we know, adds value to anything. It adds value to the leadership center, where you see Regis is the director. It adds value wherever they are, and yet this is not often recognized. Brings diversity, brings innovation, and it's more results-oriented. As you heard from Margaret Thatcher, you want results? Give the problem to a woman. Some challenges exist in Uganda. The children per woman are 6.2 on average. That is a ridiculous figure. There's no woman who wants to have that number of children. She doesn't want to. 16 women die every day giving birth. 34% women only. Out of 100, only 34 can access contraceptives, which means the other 66 are having children they don't want. They don't have time for, they don't have money for, but because they cannot access contraceptives. The population will be 50 million very soon, and I hated to see the new region a few days ago. Did they talk of 200? I just closed my eyes to it because that's terrible. That's terrible, but that's where we are going. So those are still challenges. Of course, we know the challenges that women generally face. I'm still talking about how to get to the top. Issues like culture, issues like our patriarchal power model, the masculine management style that you all expect. When I talk nicely to my, somebody that I supervise, people say, she's not doing her work, just blow him off. That's not how we do it as women. We do it in a better way. Traditional gender roles, so there are a lot of issues, challenges that still face us. So, if you plan to be a woman at the top, some of us, maybe we shouldn't be planning anymore. We should now plan for our daughters. Somebody like me, I'm even privileged. I have a 2-year-old granddaughter. I am beginning to plan for her because she should be a woman at the top. So what do I need to do? Do I depend on luck? Should I depend on luck? And I think the answer is also yes. Don't say a quick no. When luck comes, an opportunity arises, many women step back and say, no, I can't manage that. No, I can't do that. I was running what they call a presidential investor roundtable. The men were queuing to be on it. Every woman I approached to say, will you sit on this to advise the president, would think about it first. And often even say, no, we can't manage that. Sit where? No. And yet she had been selected in the first place because we knew she was totally capable of doing it. But that lack of confidence. So luck comes once, jump at it. Knowledge, of course, knowledge. Even if he hasn't said a word, even if you don't know what he did, already you're saying what the professor is here, right? Ladies, those little initials, work for them. Doctor, it helps. It helps. Because already you are not like everyone else. You have those little initials, ambassador, honorable. Get them. Of course, not everything is not about education, but it helps. It helps if you are planning to be somebody at the top. Short courses for whatever you do, you must know. Confidence, where does your confidence come from? What's the difference between two people sometimes? It's the parents. How did the parents make you confident? Did they really love you? Did they tell you the boys were superior? Did they hate you? Your parents have a key role now. You are parents now. Don't do the same to your children. If you lack confidence because it came from home, often it just continues generation after generation. My father used to beat me, so I beat my children. Should we give them this job? Should we promote them? Immediately it's yes. Or immediately it says, no, the other time the sugar went missing. Something as simple as sugar went missing. Right? And you were the problem. So careful. Integrity is absolutely key if you're going to get to the top. It will drop you very quickly. Who do you get that from? Parents, from schools, from religion. The other one is leadership. Leadership. For some people it's born. You really have. We were in a meeting with Joyce Banda. There were 50 African women from 50 different countries, one of us from each country. And when we wanted to elect our president of the African American Business Women's Alliance, we chose Joyce Banda. So there's that leadership that shines, that differentiates you. And some people have it. Not all of us are that lucky. Don't go for that training. Respect yourself. If you want to be a leader, ladies and gentlemen, your dress is important. The way you look is important. Ladies, miniskirts. If you're in a man's world, you're in boardrooms, miniskirts are out. Cleavage is out. Do you want the men to contribute intelligently? If you do, if you want them to focus on other things, okay. But you are planning to get to the top. To get to the top will not be physical. It will be what you have in your head, what you're contributing to the meeting. So dress well, dress appropriately, and don't make it difficult for others to focus on what they have come to do. Respect yourself. Grab opportunities. Volunteer. Ugandans, we don't volunteer. I think my rise to where I got was a lot through other activities. Chair the tennis club, chair the scouts, volunteer. This business of women not having time, find the time, find the time. And those will be your stepping stones. When she was running Kampala Club, many thousands of years ago, mind you, she was able to do it well. Now they are talking about a position today, or about directorship, right? So they don't forget, memories there. So volunteer and participate in things, especially you, the young people. We expect to be paid for everything. Are you expecting a sitting allowance today? Here is where you're going to get all the information you need to take you forward. So please, I hope you're not expecting a sitting allowance. Challenges and opportunities at the top. I was asked to talk only about the challenges. I'm not a person who talks about challenges. I see more opportunities than challenges. So now you've got to the top. You happen to have got to the top. What are your problems? The lack of confidence of others in you as a woman. I can tell you that when I first went to Pepsi, my husband was the one who was there. He's an engineer. He knew everything about beverages. There comes me. Medical doctor knows absolutely zero about production of soft drinks. But walking confidently, I do have that doctor bit at the front. I'm not stupid, okay? I am not stupid, and I'm here to work. Yes, some say, but what's she coming to do here? We can't begin to bring wives into the business. The wife is here, and the wife is not going anywhere, okay? That's the kind of attitude you need to take. UIA, again, what? Even the men could not do that job. What? Monitor started, letters to, what are those letters called? Every day there are letters from the public. Negative, negative, negative. Is she going to manage? So I called Wafula, I said, Wafula, you're my friend, right? Why don't you give me a break? Let me try. When I fail, let's have that noise. But you're making me fail even before I start. So no more letters. And that was now the networking. I met Wafula with my friend over at UMA. That's important too. Who do you know? You must know as many people as possible. So there was female antagonism. Ladies, we do that. We do that to our friends. More than anything, the women are against the women. They used to be. I'm happy the sisterhood is working now. We are pulling one another up. I am here because Regis is running this, and if she asks me to come, I will come, so that her conference can be as successful as it can be. She's a woman, she's a young woman in leadership, and I'm here to make sure if I can contribute a little bit to the success of her conference, I'm here. Right? That's the attitude. Wherever there's something that women are doing, let us help one another as women, and of course the men, we need you to help us as well. Now you've got into a position of leadership. What is the opportunity? The challenge is the females are against you. Your opportunity is to pull up the females. I am now in a position of power. I was at the UIA, government agency, funded. What can I do for the women? So, women investors, zero. When I joined the UIA, not even one. But I knew them, they were out there. So I called them. Meetings, whatever, monthly, every month. Eventually, we had over 500. And they were benefiting now from the services of our organization. That's one contribution, but there are many others. So if you have our sisters out there, those of you who have made it, my sisters on this table, let's pull our sisters up. give them the opportunities, even if you have to force them. Because it was forcing. The women were welcome at the UIA anytime. They just didn't come. So my female staff actually telling me, no, we've invited them. They just haven't come. They won't come. I said, no, you've got to do more than that. You've got to do more than that. The women are there. So, as the CEO, ladies, you joined the top. You need to learn. You need to learn fast. You need to learn. Every new job you take up comes with new skills. Nothing is the same. It's not what you were educated for. You'll find that it's different. So the first thing, learn as much as you can. Learn from the existing staff. They are younger than you, they are lower than you, they know a lot, they've been there. Learn from, of course, the internet, learn from reading, learn from conferences, just learn. You have to know everything. So Regis is teaching leadership. I'm sure Waswa is already on top of whatever it is she's going to teach. Because he's the CEO. You are planning to be the CEO. You have to be on top of it, okay? Otherwise, you begin to lack confidence. They know what you don't know. Dress the part. I already talked about the dressing. How you should dress. You need to work very, very hard. As women, you need to work hard and you need to show you're working hard. Otherwise, quickly they say she's not doing anything. Teamwork. Women will work differently. We work in teams. And that's the way we women work. You need mentors. You go to a place and there are some issues where you need to ask someone. So who are your mentors? Who are you going to identify as your mentors? Some people have one mentor. I find that doesn't work for me because I need expertise in different areas. So I have many mentors. I can pick up a phone and call Waswa. Say, Waswa, advise me on this. Because I know he knows that aspect of life that I need to. At the UIE, of course, our issues are very broad. Investors are in every sector in the country, so you need to know very broadly. But I also got advice. There's a lady, she used to work for the Uganda Revenue Authority. Ferdi Marinde, she was a commissioner. And she had become a friend as we were in the private sector. So the day she heard I was going to the UIA, she called me. She said, Maggie, I want to give you some advice. I've been in these senior positions for women. And I cannot imagine how kind she was to do that. What did she tell me? She told me, Maggie, you have to know. I keep a file. She told me she kept a file. With all, the URA, whatever they need, the taxes, whatever. I keep a file of everything I need to know. So that anytime, if it's the president, if it's an investor has a question, I have the answer. Okay? It was simple. I tried the little file, didn't work for me because UIA is a bit of everything. So my file would have been this big. So I decided the facts would have to be where? Where they should be, in the gray matter. Okay? Read. No. So that when you're asked a question, be it to the media, you don't fluff around. You know everything. As much as you can know, of course, try and learn. Every day you learn something new. And that will keep you in the top position. You will retain that position. Nobody has been for 11 years at the UIA. Just me. I get a clap. So mentors, apart from Ferdi, Mr. Mwana, I have people that know about things and I know where they are. I pick up a phone and they tell me what to do. Role models. Is there somebody you look up to? Somebody you think has done it right? You don't have to talk to them. They're just there. They're just there. But you can study their lives, see what they do, see how they did it, and see, people like Nelson Mandela. Role model for all of us. Yes, I'm sorry to hear where he is. Every day I cry in the evening, but I'll try not to cry today. Now, so for me, President Museveni has been a real role model. He has taught me a lot of what I know in business and otherwise. But my father, of course, was a top role model. So find your role models. Not necessarily women like you.